Hello, so today I wanted to talk a bit about my CRT that I use for retro gaming. It's a Bang & Olufsen Beovision 1 CRT made in the early 2000s, I believe. I think it was only available in Europe, and of course was made by Bang & Olufsen, which is a pretty renowned company for making CRTs and display and audio products with very high quality. So this is a CRT that I had for a while now. I have tried out CRTs, but this is the one I feel is most consistent. So there's not a whole lot of information about the CRT on the internet, and barely any videos about explaining it. So I thought I'd make a video just showing some of the things you can do with this and how it looks and how mine works and stuff. So overall, so this TV takes 50 and 60 hertz, which is really nice, and it has two SCART inputs on the back of the TV and a pair of composite inputs on the front, as well as an RF connection on the back. So I mainly use SCART and composite, but I want to use only RGB in the future. What I have set up here is I have the SCART switch connected to the V-tape SCART input, because that seems to produce a better picture quality. So I have all of my systems hooked up here. So the Saturn, Mega Drive, and PC Engine. So I just have to push the button on which one I want to play. So that's really nice. So the V-tape one that I'm connected to right now, which is the one on the right, while viewing from the back, is the best one for me. So just set the connections to V-tape. So yeah, those I have the Mega Drive, PC Engine, and Saturn hooked up right now. So let's go ahead and power on the TV. This makes a little crackly noise. It's no problem. Here we have the main menu on the V-tape menu that's set to default when it powers on. So we can just press V-tape here, and it just gets the V-tape. So you press the display button on the silvery standard remote that should come with the system, and as you can see here, so you can cycle between different inputs and options. So normally it goes like to TV here, which has the normal white noise, but I'm just gonna go back to V-tape for now. So presumably, if you use this for retro gaming, you want to use like the SCART inputs, like the V-tape or VOX or whatever you want to use. So you can choose between 16:9 and 4:3 mode. So what I've done here is I've set so the Mega Drive uses the 16:9 mode. So the 16:9 mode is I've specifically calibrated that mode for the Mega Drive, and then just switch to 4:3 for the PC Engine and Sega Saturn. And if we go into options here, we got stand positions, connections, and display sequence. So stand position, you can actually rotate the TV. So for example, I can rotate on to the right here. You can't see it right now because it's pretty dark in the room. But I can actually like rotate how I want the TV to I can rotate the TV where I want it to be pointing. So I can, like, if I want to, I could have the TV pointing to the left side of the room when I have it on, and then have it rotate back when it's off or something. So I have like on or off. So I just have it centered on. I just have it centered right now. And next we have connections, where you can exchange the modes of the SCART inputs on the back. So what I have right now, I have V-tape and V-tape, which seems to produce the best picture quality I found. But the other ones doesn't seem quite as nice in my opinion. So that's why I use the SCART switch, because only V-tape seems to produce the better picture quality, which I'll show a bit later. And then next we have display sequence, which makes it so what shows up on the display when you press the display button. So for right now, like when I place display, the first thing that comes up in setup. So I could like do this, for example. I could put like V-tape and like swap them out. So now when I press display, first thing that comes up is V-tape. So depending how I want it, you can change that. So let's just go back to setup and change it back so that the first thing comes up is setup. So you can just customize like there. And now to access the service mode on the CRT, you press stop, 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 go to get to the service menu. So right here we have monitor, TV tuner stand, and remote control. I don't really use the TV tuner stand or remote control. I just use the monitor. TV tuner I don't think I need to use because I don't watch analog TV and stand. I'm not really gonna do anything right there, but you can change the stand and remote control. I think you can just customize that one. So we go into monitor, you got monitor information, IC information, service counters, picture adjustment, geometry adjustment, sound adjustments, text group delay, and reset to default. I'm not gonna try the default thing right now because that doesn't seem to be very good. So monitor information just shows you the serial number, option settings, and all that stuff that I'm not really curious about. I'm not really sure about these things right here. And on that, so we got picture adjustments. That has brilliance, color, contrast, red, green, blue, and black offsets, and G2 adjustment. So I have it set to 32 brilliance, 22 color, and 46 contrast. Now keep in mind it will be different, the values will be different on every single set. So if you get one of these, it's going to be completely different, your preference and the values. Like for example, 22 could be like insanely colorful, for example, or just insanely dark. For me right now, it's perfectly balanced, like I want it to be. But the values are going to be different on your TV, so you have to customize it to your liking. So you can't just use this. You might if you're lucky, but even if you have the same serial number as this TV, I think it's still it's not gonna look the same as what I'm saying. So right here I have red like a little less than green and blue, because if I have like a 20, it looks a bit too warm for my liking. So I do an 18, so it looks a little more regular. So then we get to geometry here, which I spend a lot of time trying to get right. And now I believe I have a pretty decent geometry right now. It's not perfect, but I can't really you can't really make these old CRTs look perfect for today's standards, but I've managed to get a really nice looking picture in my opinion. So again, HPH changes the horizontal axis. Let me actually turn on a console here and I'll show you quick. I'll turn on the Mega Drive with the Mega CD. So let's actually change to 4x3 where we can actually see the borders here, so it's a bit easier to see. So we'll go to geometry here. So HPH changes the position of the horizontal axis of the display. HAM changes the width of the display. So like you can a bit thicker or a bit thinner if you want. VAM changes the height or the thickness of the vertical axis of the display. As you can see, let's keep it 4:9 right now. 23 like stretches the screen at the bottom like that. It doesn't touch the bottom or the left and right. It just stretches out or stretches in the bottom of the screen. And VSH changes the vertical position of the display, and VSC does something similar to VAM, but it seems to be a bit more prone to distortion that way. So I mostly just leave this at 20. It seems to be the 20 seems to be the basic value for VSC. So I mostly just used VAM if I want to do anything, but it does change it a bit less than VAM. So if you want to do like more delicate calibration, then that could be useful. EWP changes the corners, like smooth them out or stretch them out, as you can see. And the EWC and EWLC do similar things. But EWEC only does the top of the display, as you can see there, and EWLC does the bottom of the display, and that does both left and right. They both do only left and right, or the top left and top right, and bottom left and top right, and bottom right. So UC is top and LC is bottom. So EWT changes that. Can't really explain it how this does it, but it does something similar to the other ones, just not the same way. It's a little hard to explain, but if you look here, if I increase the value, in like just more space there, but then down here just less space, and then if I decrease it, it becomes more space up and down there, and then less space up there. So I have it right 17 right now because it seems the most consistent. Then HPA kind of tilts the display, sort of, so that's actually really useful. I've seen some sets doesn't do that. As you can see, like kind of tilts the image. I have 7 because that seems most centered. And BOW or bow kind of does a similar thing, like tilts it to the left, tilts it to the right, but only does like the top and bottom portion of the screen. And then EHT is pretty similar to HAM from my experience, but it seems to be it seems to be similar to VSC, meaning that it seems to be a little distortion, prompt to distortion. I'm not all that sure, but it's kind of similar because the higher it goes, the thicker the display gets. So it's pretty similar to that. I'm not an expert on these things, so I can't really tell you right away. And then HCT changes the position of this display, so it's like kind of presets. So I have it on 2 right now because it seems best for me. So that's just kind of a rough explanation of what the geometry settings do. Again, I'm not an expert on the geometry things, so this is just an amateur's explanation of it. I'm not an expert on CRTs, but since there's not a lot of information of this TV available, I just kind of do my best here in explaining it. So if there are any questions, of course, you can just ask. But yeah, those are the most of the features on the TV, and that's pretty nice. So let's show a couple of games from the systems and show you the picture quality. So first off, we'll start off with Streets of Rage 2 for the Mega Drive, or Bare Knuckle 2 also. So this is how the picture quality looks like. I'm not going to go into full detail again because I'm not an expert on this, but I'll just show you how it looks. So it will look different in real life. It will look a bit more colorful in real life because I'm filming this on the phone and it looks a bit different. But it does look a lot better in person, trust me. So just zoom in a little bit here. Those are just the scan lines, those black bars. As you can see, I think it looks pretty nice. This is recorded with RGB SCART, by the way. So if there are any like artifacts or distortions, it might just be the cable. Alright, so that's how that looks. And here we have Sonic and Knuckles, also for the Mega Drive. And here we have Vexerman. Moving on to the Sega Saturn, we have Rockman X4. If you're wondering, those black bars are unseeable in person. Now we have Metal Slug. Next, let's try a 3D game. This is Panzer Dragoon 2.